Greetings in Dubai from the eastern Nigeria. Happy weekend. The update for this Saturday. It is travesty of justice to use civil proceedings to overturn court order discharging, acquitting me. That's according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has described the Nigerian government use of civil proceedings to overturn the judgment or order of the court that discharged and acquitted him from all criminal charges preferred against him by the Nigerian government. Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made this known when Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, visited him in the company of his associates, that's Barrister Mandela. They visited Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the Department of State Services Custody in Abuja. Alright, so now Aloy Ejimako is explaining what Onyendu means by travesty of justice. And he said, look, the order of discharge from all criminal charges and the companion order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should never be tried in any Nigerian court because of the extraordinary rendition emanated from a criminal proceedings, not a civil proceedings. We've seen that there is difference between civil proceedings and criminal proceedings, and you are using the civil proceedings to deal with that of criminal proceedings. So there is this specific order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not be tried, in any court in Nigeria, because you have no local standing to try him, because he was extraordinary rendition. You committed criminal act by extraordinary renditioning him to Nigeria. And so why are you trying him? Because the process by which you brought him back to Nigeria is faulty. It's a rogue process. So you have no local standing to try him. And that is why the court gave that express order that he should not be tried in any Nigerian court. So let me go further to what Ejimako said in that explanation. I quote Ejimako now. But that the Attorney General resorted to the use or misuse, if you will, of a civil process, the application for stay to obtain an order from the same Court of Appeal to stay the execution of the order of discharge emanating from a criminal process. In other words, criminal and civil process are not supposed to mix, especially in a case such as this. It is more egregious where a civil process was used to overthrow or overturn a criminal process. Kanu considers this and agrees totally to be a procedural and fundamental anomaly that never should happen where the liberty of a criminal defendant under Chapter 4 of the Nigerian Constitution is at stake. It is thus a profound assault on his fundamental rights. Additionally, Kanu is dismayed that it took mere few days to obtain this infamous order of stay, which temporarily destroyed the order of discharge, whereas it has taken him nearly 8 years from when he was initially arrested and charged in 2015 to get justice, including, particularly, that it will now take almost 1 year for the Supreme Court to hear his appeal from when it was filed in October last year to September this year, when the appeal is said to be heard. All these things have now resulted in a manifestly unjust situation where Kanu's detention has turned extrajudicial and extra-constitutional because he is neither currently facing any trial nor does he have any charges pending against him. Therefore, his detention is now tantamount to serving a sentence of imprisonment without a conviction or even a trial. That's what makes it a travesty of justice and even a trial by ordeal, and it should not be allowed to stand. End of quote. Of course, Onyendu was abducted in Kenya and extraordinary addition to Nigeria in June 2021 by this Nigerian government, Buhari regime. You know, they said he has been brought back to continue his treasonable felony and terrorism charges. He should continue the trial they preferred against him. If you want to bring him back to continue the trial, you should do it in a legal way, due process. Since the man Onyendu Kanu was granted bail in 2017, he did not jump the bail. Federal government came to destroy his life, assassination, and he escaped through the whiskers. So if you want to bring him back to continue the trial, you must have done that in a legal way. But the government know that they have no case against this man, so they jumped the protocol, the process. They boycotted it, and now they have landed themselves in trouble instead of them to accept the judgment of the court and the declaration of the United Nations Working Group on Human Rights. They are intransigent, and so they have continued to keep Mazi Kanu in detention facility even after the Court of Competent Jurisdiction, that's Appeal Court, discharged and acquitted him. Malami rejected the ruling of the Appellate Court, obtained this frivolous black market self-execution court order from the same court, same Appellate Court. So this is what we have said. They are not trying Mazi Kanu. He is just serving prison term without conviction, and that is what they are doing. You see, that is it. That is what the government is doing. You know. So now, this is a criminal proceedings. You overturn it with civil proceedings. How can you do that? That is what Mazi Kanu is saying. Because when you talk about criminal proceedings and civil proceedings, this matter is criminal because when you say treasonable felony charges, treasonable felony, and all the charges they raised, they are criminal matters. Okay? And now you are using, now look at civil issue now. When you talk about maybe NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress, want to go on strike, and the government said they will not go on strike. They don't have the right to go to strike or to embark on industrial action. Okay? And the NLC approached the court, and now the court give judgment and say, look, NLC, you have the right to embark on industrial action or to strike. And now government will go and obtain a stay of execution of that judgment and said, no, we obtain a stay of execution of that judgment that said NLC had the right to go on strike. Okay? Now that is a civil matter. You can go and obtain that stay of execution. It's a civil proceeding. That is it. That's NLC versus federal government. Not a case of a criminal case. Somebody is in detention facility, languishing there already. And that's what this an opportunity he has given to him by the court of justice, that rendered justice to him and said, all the sufferings you have been going through because of this allegation, you have to be relieved of them. You have been going through hard labor. They have been persecuting you. They have been suffering you because of the allegation they leveled against you. You are free. You're supposed to free that person. You don't go and obtain this black market order. Okay? Just that these people don't want Nigeria to be better. They want to destroy it more and more. Because a country without laws, that country